Hi again. Um, I am sending a second message out to everyone because um, I can't quite remember what I wanted to say. It's very hard to remember things, but um, one thing I remember, thanks, is that I keep saying penetrate, and I understand when someone hears the word penetrate, it might mean like somebody came in from the outside. These guys were already on the inside. They were literally within my body by the time they began to penetrate outward of my brain. So they were. I remember being really young and them um, being where my consciousness is, but lower. And then they came upward. They kept trying to tell me to do something, but I didn't know what they were talking about. And these days, what they were trying to tell me to do was to ramble. And I didn't know what the hell they were talking about because I didn't know what the hell they were talking about because they didn't know what the hell they were talking about. They continued upward until they pierced outside the brain and they kept going. At some point in time after that, days, weeks, months, I don't know. Days, weeks, months, I don't know. I remember having my conscious vision, but there was another one here and another one here, and I could see them as I'm looking. Like I wouldn't dare look up and at them or up or at them. Um, and eventually they got me to try to cross my eyes. You know, when you cross your eyes and you look like at this point right, cross your eyes and you look at the point right here. I tried to do that, and I think that's how they both came into my brain from wherever they were not in sync with me. By the time I went to second grade, I had a bully. Before second grade, there's a memory also. But in second grade, I had a bully. I still lived in Manhattan. His name was Jacob. For some reason, he didn't like me. And one day he punched me in the stomach. And I knew it hurt, but something about my body changed. And instead of falling and crying, I cried and got mad. And it's like the earth moved. I don't mean physically, I mean energetically, powerfully. The wind gust was nearing tornado. It was so strong, and it felt like these ladies were right above me somewhere close by. And there was another entity there, another force I wanted to say, that was there. I'm thinking there was three, but I can only remember two. I think there was the ladies somewhere out there, a clear or white orbish kind of colored one, a black one, and there I was, just some kind of zombie drone or something, just just acting out whatever emotion I was feeling. Excuse me. It's my mom. Oh, she just hung up. I'm gonna screen the call. This is my mom's voice if she leaves a message. I'll call her back. For some reason I just felt as if she thought she never knew me. I don't know what to do or to say right now. I'm having thoughts about the elderly. The elderly always looked out for me for some reason. They always gave me advice on the best things to do, the best things I should say, how I should be in certain situations. I remember my mother's husband. His name is Wayne Everett. That's her second husband. There was an altercation between me and him, and he used to introspect me, but I never understood why, and it scared me. I guess he was always looking out for my best interest, but I guess I couldn't see that. Well, I don't know what to say now, and I don't know what to do, because whoever these conscious, invisible guys are, they seem to have killed my brain. I remember leaning down just like this, watching TV or something, and feeling my brain go numb. That doesn't happen to people. I remember sleeping, and sleeping so sound that I feel like my energy is leaving my body, rather than going to sleep and waking up and feeling revitalized. I remember going to sleep for 8 hours and waking up feeling weak. When I went to North Carolina, I remember the same thing happening, but then it stopped happening. So I feel as if my spirit left my body. So I feel that whoever these conscious, invisible guys are that are going out there and having sex with the entire world and the galaxy has succeeded at killing me. And while I was in North Carolina, they drilled something into the back of my head, but spiritually. And I had some odd vision that I was sitting in a chair somewhere out in space, connected to a machine that somebody was decided to activate, and it fried me. I held on as much as I could, but it fried me until I had nothing left to move, until I had no vitals left. After that occurred, the whites of my eyes were no longer reddened. They were completely white, as if I was just born. Whoever these guys are, they're no good. And I fear they literally have killed me. They used to say words like, he's a vegetable. but I don't know what that means. But I think now I know what that means. I've fallen victim to a catatonic state when I was in North Carolina. But I don't know. I didn't know why. Even though I have control over my body, I don't necessarily move when I want to. Sometimes I feel like I'm stuck, unable to move. And I fear the same thing happens to everyone I've ever loved. Outside my family, at least. Another thing I used to be stressed with in high school is every time I meet someone who I'm literally interested in, they're almost immediately under psychic attack. I tried to send a message to our President Barack Obama, about this, about my situation, about this ordeal, because whoever these guys are, they apparently are coming for the rest of the planet. They've shown me visions of what my future would be like, and I don't really understand, but my future is supposed to end up hooked up to a machine permanently, I believe. And people are alive and wherever they are after that. Oh, I remember now. When I was young, these ladies or girls or people or women or whoever they are came down here and they were talking amongst themselves very quietly in a different dimension just outside of my apartment. And they concocted some way to talk to me about something, and I tried to figure it out. Said they showed me some kind of ring made of diamond, and I didn't understand what it meant. This was back when I was in Manhattan, under the age of 5. I didn't know what it meant, and right now I'm kind of nervous because every time there's no one home, like there's no one home now, something always happens. One time, I almost died 3 times in my sleep while no one was home. Another time, some invisible man, very muscular, just reached in to my body and climbed in and just settled himself in my body. I don't really understand what it's all about and how come I'm public enemy #1, or why I'm supposed to be this way. I don't understand why everybody was made to hate me from day one. The majority of our population don't know the truth about a lot of things unless they do, and I'm just the last one who doesn't. I don't know what more to say. Just a second ago when I was looking up, I was trying to, I mean, they were talking right outside above the trees, as big as the trees. I mean, I literally heard them. It was probably recordable on the phone, on the camera, I mean. I don't know what that's about. I think they were trying to say to me immediately after this video is finished that it's going to be a whole new world. I don't know why it's that way. But they've been increasingly working on making me negative. They've been increasingly pushing me to do irrational things. And I never wanted to do anything irrational. I don't know who I am in their eyes. In any of their eyes, there's grown men sitting nice and comfortably in my body. And there are young children, teenagers, adults, and all ages in between, more likely. Nice and comfortable somehow. And I don't know how any of this is possible. But all of you seem to have a pretty good idea of what's going on in this world. I don't. I've been living here for... another message to you guys will be sent about... the ladies out there in the other dimension that's apparently here on our world, on our planet, or in, I don't know, are the ones I've trusted because they're the ones that have been closest to me. The guys were never positive. They were never fun. And I didn't really like them. I didn't get along with them. Oh, well, I didn't have the chance to get along with them, but I didn't know them, and they didn't like me. So feeling couldn't have been mutual because I didn't know them and I was young. I don't know what to say. I mean, ever since I've been young, I was never a part of this world. My mom and my father. My mom, one of the memories I can remember from my mom was that she said I was switched at birth, and I was like, what is she talking about? And another thing she said is that I should have been a girl. And I was like, I seriously don't understand. One thing that I do know is that I used to watch videos on YouTube that said crop circles, about crop circles, and they decoded a binary code with a picture next to it that said there's good in the universe. And I was at ease knowing that. It's just I've been suffering ever since I passed my patience point, where I no longer had any patience anymore. I've been suffering. I've had patience for quite some time, but after I seem to have lost patience, I just became scared and didn't know what to do. After I became scared, I started trying to hide. I hardly leave the house because I just hardly leave the house. I don't, there's nothing in the house that I could possibly do. I mean, there's nothing outside the house that I could possibly do. I mean, no one who calls me their friends picks up the phone and calls me. And when I reach out to people, they don't always respond back. So I try and I try and I try until it seems as if it's humorous to them that I'm even trying. Sometimes I'll try beyond that point, but I stopped trying. I'm not sure what the world has in store for me. I don't know what to do. Um, when I was in high school, they used to be with me all the time, the ladies. They said to me one time if I wanted to become the President of the United States. And my response was like, what? No. Like, I didn't want to be the President of the United States. No. I, I just I didn't aspire to be the President of the United States. I had no reason to be the President of the United States. It wasn't the lifestyle that I thought I'd end up living. I don't know. Just said no, responded no. Um, uh, all I know is that, this planet teaches people to ignore when they hear voices. Hold on. This planet teaches people to ignore conscious voices. That means when you're sitting at home or you're sitting in public and you hear someone talking to you, you are taught and trained to ignore it, to think it's bad, and to think that it's not supposed to happen. That it's all in your head, that you are crazy or insane, and that something negative is happening to you that is out of your control. It's not true. So any of you who've ever experienced these things, these kinds of situations is what I mean by these things. You are not crazy. You are not alone. And the ultimate question, we are not alone in this universe. Okay, guys. I might leave another message later, but I'm kind of tired of sitting at an angle looking at the camera. I have this look of disappointment on my face because I'm the type of person to not like negative thought. I never like negative thought, and I've had many negative thoughts. Not millions of negative thoughts or even thousands of negative thoughts, but I've had some negative thoughts before, and it makes me sad just to even have them. So I'm disappointed in myself. It's always about, if you can do better, then do better. If you can be better, then be better. I just don't know where to turn anymore. I try to turn to my mom, talk to her about what's going on, and she calls me crazy because she works in the social psychology field, where she believes that she has to deal with people who are going through things who are not supposed to be going through things. So she believes her own son is suffering the very same way, so she needs to ignore it and send me to a professional instead of talking to me like she should. It's very sad that she would even do that, because if it was my child, knowing the way I grew up, I I would have spoken to my child about what's going on. Are you hearing something? Someone there that you don't see? Do you feel something? Maybe I would have been made aware of what's going on, and maybe I would have been able to help, but I'm so afraid to even have a child, because I don't understand what's going on or what has been going on for the last 30 years. Spiritually, I guess there's more definitions, but in reality, I don't know what's been going on. I'm scared. I definitely am. I'm nervous. The things that I've been shown makes me feel like I'm already dead and going to die worse. And these are extremely dark times. To a friend of mine by the name of Jen Maddie, if you ever come across this video particularly, at the end of our high school days, I said to you, I feel like I have this crystal ball that I can look into and see into the future. And she said to me, you said to me, well, what do you see? Look into it. I looked, and I saw black, like as if it was a black bubble, but it's not like I'm looking at a black bubble. It's like the whole thing was kind of just black and shiny. And then there was like moments of clearness, clarity, you know, for all those who don't know. And I was uncertain on what those moments of clarity were. And through those moments of clarity, I couldn't see anything, because it was like a blip. And I wasn't sure why there was so much black. And then eventually, it was like a period of all white, where everything was all white. And then I saw, well, outside my apartment back in Manhattan when I was under the age of 5, and I was there like in the whiteness, but no one was around. It was kind of eerie or ominous-ish. I don't know. But it was a calm. And that was all I saw. So my summation of it was, my summary was, that there would be a period of all black with some clarity points, and then everything would go all white, and I would be there somehow. So I don't know what all of that is. right now I believe we're in the point where everything is all white, but I don't think we reached that point yet. So I don't know. So that message is for you, Jen Maddie. I wonder how you're doing. It doesn't seem like you have Facebook, so I can't check you out on Facebook. So I hope everything is alright with you. It's just alright with you. I I hope everything is okay. My positive thoughts are with you. And to all those watching, have a good day. And I'll probably post another later. Bye.